high school with deficit. It's a difficult thing because the longer you wait with a child, for example, by the time a child reaches puberty, the elasticity of the brain is actually going. And what you really want is when the child is impressionable to ensure you get some of those concepts in.
Yes.
We are not spending enough on primary education. I'm not even talking about high school education.
Yes,
I am a high school principal who is willing,
Yes.
if it stays there, triple and quadruple what you're spending on primary education to ensure that we get the best teachers there.
Yes.
Or primary teachers don't have to raise funds to do whatever it is they have to do. And give me children who come to me in grade 7 ready for mathematics.
Yes.
We cannot do remediation work and we cannot do the kind of work you're talking about in any meaningful way when the child has gone past a certain age. We have got to take it from there. And South Korea is a model that actually, a paper has been done by IADB on that to show you that the model that we have to go to is to ensure that we're spending on kindergarten education, we're spending on primary education, but my God, we're spending $2,500 per annum operationally on a child in primary school, $250 per month,
Yes.
right? Each school day, if I take that down, is less than how much money it's disgraceful to talk about.
Yes.
And we are talking about wanting returns on education. And the fact is that a very poor child, a child who is coming from a background where their socioeconomic circumstances is bad, you're going to have to spend more money on them.
Yes.
In our education system, less money is being spent on the child who doesn't have it, when you consider what parents are spending. So we have got to be looking at those things. The children who have done well,
Yeah.
the children who have done well are children whose parents have it.
Yes.
To actually give them the backup
Yes.
instruction.
Nothing you've said will attract any rebuttal from it, because the points are unassailable. What I would say, the point about the investment in education is still real, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Both you gentlemen know that. And the money invested in...
I challenge you on that. Numbers lie.
No.
And I think
hold on. Here's the thing. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. It's just that men and women lie with numbers. It's different. So here's the thing. I'm saying to you that the investment in education is real, because set the ministry...
Not enough, sir.
Hold on. Set the ministry... Know what? Remember, I'm not arguing that it is adequate, and I'm not arguing that it is balanced, because you are very correct. Remember, I said what you said about the imbalance and the need for rebalancing to give primary more. Those are facts. What I am saying, I am speaking from the perspective of the Jamaican taxpayer, looking at the annual estimates of expenditure that big yellow book, creaming off what is apportioned to the Ministry of Finance aside, and saying, the rest of the budget, every other one of the ministries, agencies, and departments left over after the Ministry of Finance get what it is to get. Education in Jamaica accounts for 14% of the overall expenditure budget for the fiscal year.
Yes,
Dege ministry. So
what is that per capita?
The man and woman asks, what am I getting for my 14% of my expenditure budget? Am I to just accept 39%? That's where I'm going. That's the voice I'm representing. And you are not saying anything different.
George, the voice I want to represent is the voice that asks you.
Yes.
If I'm spending 14% of $10
Yes.
versus 14% of $100, which one is more? We cannot use percentage. You have got to use per capita.
Absolutely right. But I'm saying as well. Yes. I'm saying as well. The 14% of the expenditure budget to education is significantly higher than before, and the returns are still dismal. That is the problem.
Sir, but I understand that, and I appreciate that, but it is still not enough. Colombia, for example, has a comparable economy to ours. They're spending 3 times what we're spending on education.
Nobody is saying it is enough. And that's the point I'm making. Nobody is saying that the spend is enough, because the point we're lamenting is this. For what we are spending, we ought to get more. You just told me that in TNT, more is being spent per capita. And yet, they can't be satisfied with their math results that they're getting. I'm spending 14%. 14% of my budget is going to my education. I'm not satisfied with 39%. It was worse before the investment. The investment is this significantly higher, and still we're not getting the same. We're not getting better outcomes.
But a meaningful part of that logic is that they are spending this much and getting this results.
Yes.
How could we expect to spend less?
And get better results. And get better results.
You know, so we have got to,
Yeah.
and to be honest, it's not all about money.
That
For
is
me,
true, and that's where I want to get from Patrick Williams though the issue of resource allocation, and Linvern Wright makes the point that has been made from time immemorial. The rebalancing of the spend on education in Jamaica is impatient of decision, because at the primary level, we are producing students because of the underfunding. We're producing students who get to you at high school and can't read. How are you going to put that student in a position to pass CSEC math in grade 11 when you get them at grade 7 reading at the grade 3 and grade 5 levels?
I'm glad you went there, you know. I am glad you went there. When I looked at my results for my students who just completed grade 11, when they came in, and I'm going to share the statistics with you. We had 119 students out of 190 who were reading below the grade 7 level. All right? 119. And from that 119, we managed to get our students. As a matter of fact, we have a girl, she passed 6 CSEC subjects. And when she came in, she was reading at the grade 4 level. So you talk about funding and resources. For my school, Donald Quarry High School, the funding is not as much as some of my other high schools based on the number of students that we have. So right away, we are at a deficit in terms of finding money to pump into the different subject areas to get results. So we have to find creative ways outside of the funding that we would receive from the government. For example, to get past students to come in, to get past teachers to assist, to have evening classes, Saturday classes. Those are some of the things that we would have to do, our own initiative. So resources is definitely a challenge in some schools. For example, a small school like mine,
Yes.
Definitely a challenge.
Yes. Gentlemen, I'm out of time. Linvern Wright, Patrick Williams, we're going to have a town hall on education in about 2 weeks' time. We have a lot of data. We're trying to compress the data to turn